Hey, what's up guys? Joe from OMGRC here. Going to be doing an upgrade with the HEX-10. It's a Hobbywing product. It is 4S capable. Now keep in mind that the motor in this is a Redcat Terremoto-10 V2. The motor is not capable of a 4S that I'm aware of. So we're going to just run it as a 3S as the customer has for this particular vehicle anyhow. It has a 3S pack already in it. So we're going to go ahead and do the upgrade, and I'll kind of go through steps on showing you how to do it. All right, guys, so here's the actual HEX-Fly. It is a Hobbywing, as you can tell there in the bottom right corner. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and open this guy up. See what all comes in the box. Get that out of the way. Hopefully you can see that. There's all your specs, 2 to 4S, so lipo. All right, let's get into the actual box itself. Nicely packed. There's that. Already comes with DIN connector, or T. Thank you. There you go. 120 amp. Very nice. And then your extra stuff that's in there as far as not extras, to go for your motor. So that's good. Shrink wrap. Double stick tape so you can mount that, because I think as far as the switch on it, it's going to be the same switch, so that's a good thing. I know some of the other ones have a round switch more without that little case on them. Anyway, so cool. Alright, so let's get crack-lacking in on installing this ESC into the Terremoto. Here's what you're going to run into if you're going to be doing any kind of upgrade, at least with this Hobbywing HEX-10, is that you get this. And of course, on the old one, it's already wired directly to the actual electronic speed controller, so there's no plugs like this new one has. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, since I already have plugs on this side, I want to keep it, and it makes it easier for the customer to go ahead and if they want to swap out the motor down the road, this will make it easier for them just to unplug it and plug it back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the wires off the old electronic speed controller. I'm going to take those and I'm actually going to undo the soldering on these new wires as far as the actual plugs. Take those, unsolder those, attach them to these, and then go ahead and I can mount it all. And that way it's more a cleaner installation than trying to run anything like as far as I don't want to rig anything. I want to make sure that it's done correctly, so I definitely am just going to unsolder these, put them on the wires, and kind of go from there. So I'm going to do that. Disconnect. There's only a couple screws or hex as far as right here. Hopefully you can see. Got one there, got one there, and I believe that is it. Since this comes off of here, and we'll be able to see if we can put the actual new electronic speed controller in this spot. I'm not 100% sure at this point in time, but that's the stuff that you kind of run into when you're upgrading anyhow. And there's the or the receiver that's in there. So we'll go ahead and I'll take a look at that and see what we need to, if we run into any other issues, and I'll update you guys if I do run into any problems. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and remove these cables. I had removed the 2 hex screws that are on there, so our Allen screws. I'll take those out. Remove these cables. Disconnect these. Okay. Easy enough. And this electronic speed controller is just double stick tape. It's kind of I'm just rocking that a little bit back and forth, trying to loosen it up. All right, so we'll remove that. Got an electronic speed controller. All looks good there. Okay, so this one's actually a 2 to 4S. For some reason I was thinking it was only a 3S. But I think it's only a 60 amp ESC that's on there, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and remove the little switch and disconnect that ESC. So we got that, so now it's all out of there. And we're gonna obviously repurpose these wires again too, as far as the wires out of the electronic speed controller. So we're gonna use those, as I was saying, putting these connectors on them, those little bullet connectors. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the bullet connectors onto these wires here, the pre-existing wires, and we'll show you what's going on next. All right, so here's something else that's a little different from the speed controller as far as its arrangement. Not a big deal or anything, but if you notice, like where the power comes out on this one and the old one and the new one, so they have it A, B, C, and this one goes C, B, A. I mean, obviously just reversed order. So I just want to make sure I get I'm going to do the colors to the correct one, so A will be over on here instead of on to the left. It'll be on the right this time. So anyway, just figure I'd let you know on that one anytime I run into something, I want to make sure that I let you guys know in the video, so that way you can be aware of that kind of stuff. I just want to show you guys how I remove this bullet here too, or my little way of doing it. So, not too bad at all. These come in handy as far as these little hands here. Anyway, just showing you that one. So I'll go ahead and continue, and we'll go through this and get this electronic speed controller installed. Okay, so I just got finished doing the soldering to the new bullets and hooking up to the pre-existing wires. So that way we make an easy, quick connection like I was saying before. So if a customer wants to go ahead and upgrade the motor, so it'll make it easier for them to swap it out with the bullet connections. Okay, other than that, I'll go ahead and install, let's see if you can see it here. Install the electronic speed controller and the actual receiver that's in here. So we'll go ahead and hook that back up. And if I run into any kind of issues or anything, I'll let you know, or if I have problems with the install of the mounting the new speed controller, if it has any problems closing or so. But let me see if I can do that while I have it rolling right at this point in time. There's some stuff I'm forgetting, but just to kind of do a quick fit. See, yeah, it looks like we just double stick tape it. Make sure we clean it all up first with some alcohol. Make sure we got a good clean surface on both. And yeah, we should be able just to mount this sucker up and be good to go. All right, so I went ahead and installed the electronic speed controller, mounted with double stick tape. The actual receiver, I just mounted the switch to the receiver with double stick tape, made sure it was all lined up, hooked everything back up as far as the electronic speed controller to the receiver. Got that all done. And then as far as the wiring, I'll just route that real quick here as far as where it goes into these little channels, so we can make sure that's a nice clean install on that part of it. And that'll be it. And we'll give it back to the customer, make sure it all works before giving it back, and on to the next project. All right, so install the wires, as you can tell. Try to make that as neat as possible there. If there's any kind of switching that needs to be done, we can go ahead and I have the Wi-Fi adapter that you can use. You disconnect the fan to the electronic speed controller. You plug in a little Wi-Fi from Hobbywing, and you can adjust all the settings through an app on your phone, iPhone and also Android. Anyway, so I don't know what happened with the battery that he had. It's completely dead, which could be that this battery might be bad now. I'm not sure. It was hooked up even when the ECU was damaged. It was still plugged in. So anytime you have any kind of electronic speed controller failure and it starts to smoke or something, you always want to disconnect that power wire. Make sure that's the first thing that you do. because you don't want to, something really bad could have happened with this. I don't know. Again, I'll have to check it on and see if this is actually I can get this battery to work or not carefully. But as far as electronic speed controller, you know, we're good on that part of it. Like I said, we might have to adjust brake and everything like that, acceleration. But usually right from the factory, it's pretty good. But we just want to make sure that it goes in the proper direction. But that can all be switched right on the actual speaking, or on the receiver, your radio controller. So that's not a big deal if it needs to be flipped or reversed. And you obviously can flip these around too without hurting anything. But I like keeping it neat, so you can keep it that way and flip it forward or reverse, or normal or reverse. Should be good. Anyway, it's all working there, and we'll get with the customer, let them know that it's working. We'll make sure that he brings the remote control, and we'll give it a test. All right. Until next time, guys, this is Joe with OMGRC. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and also check out our website, omgrc.com. If you have any questions or anything, you can leave them in the comments below. And until next time, you guys take care. Peace.